Hello, I'm back. Here I am again after a long break. I know I have not stopped reading books, but it's just that I couldn't find the energy and the drive to do booktubing. But what's special about this booktube number six that I'm going to do is that it gave me that drive. It pushed me to do booktubing again. What is this book? It's called Second Chances: Finding Healing for Your Pain, Regaining Your Strength, and Celebrating Your New Life by Pat Smith. Pat Smith is a very beautiful woman, and she's accomplished too, very much. But this book revolves on how she founded her foundation or her ministry, which is called Treasure You. Treasure You is dedicated to giving hope, resources, and the possibilities for second chances to women who have experienced life setbacks and difficult circumstances. So she started it with a retreat with women of her circle, and then it has touched a lot of women's lives now, hundreds and thousands. And this book was published in 2016. And I bet you, after this book, they've touched millions, even me from 13,000 miles away. She has touched my life and my booktubing completely. So, yes, I'm gonna take this second chance to booktubing, and I'm doing it now. Okay, enough about me. I got this book in book sale. And as I said, it was published in 2016. This is like an inspirational slash devotional book. It is PowerPoints. Look at how organized it is. Like it gives you a bulleted point of the summary of the previous chapter you just finished. And there are power prompters which asks you questions, which I said that's why it looks like a devotional of what you've realized, of how did you see God move in your midst, or like seeing God in your present circumstance. So there's a lot of girl power in this book. She enumerated names of the women that God put in her life at just the right time, whether it's a financial advisor, a sister, an event organizer, friend, all of these women, and mentor. Like she named them, and she took and she enumerated their stories and their testimonies. There's a woman who had lost her children in one night, three of them, three out of four of them. Somebody that lost her eye, somebody that got pregnant at age 13. I mean, all these stories, but these women rose above it. They took their second chances and walked through it. And just like her, Pat Smith, about her, I want to dwell about her because this is her life's testimony, and it's a very beautiful journey of how she came from this girl to this woman now. Pat Smith is also a mom. In her college years, she said that she wanted to be a career woman, she wants to be a talk show host, she wants to do this and that. But guess what? Mid 20s, she became a divorcee and a single mom. So she's like, what happened? And I think, and greatly, of course, I would very much relate to that. And another thing, as you know, Pat is a very ambitious woman, but there are moments in her life when you're like age 30 and you have kids and you're like, when is my career gonna take a turn? You start asking when. But at age 42, she became a talk show host. It was 42 years in the making. She had that desire in her heart, but she didn't know if, it's ever gonna come to life. But it did by God's will and God's time. So she never gave up on those dreams. She took all the second chances that was given to her, and that's why I admire her. She's an inspiration. She's a beacon of second chances. And now I'm going to share to you the quotes of the book I like, which will also tackle like the points of my review at page 67. Okay, page 67. She said here that you may think that God has forgotten about your dreams, but He hasn't. He put those dreams inside of you, so how could He forget them? Page 68. When God closes doors, He opens new doors with better opportunities. Page 70. But I'm here to tell you that you're not too old or too young. You did hear from God. You will accomplish your dream, and God does have divine plans for your life. Page 78. I believe that in order to reach greatness, I had to do it in a certain way. I had never discussed his plans for me. Now I saw why I was running but standing still, and why I'd never catch what I was chasing. I hadn't let him lead the way. And page 137. I didn't see then that I was making decisions based on incomplete information. I thought I should have my career according to my timeline. As we all know, that is never the case. We all work on God's timeline. So those are the PowerPoints that I love about this book. She's very inspiring. She gave us that kingdom perspective, that daughter of the king of kings perspective. And about this book as well is that I think she showed that there's a great anointing, there's an extra grace for us, women of God, to be there for one another, to uplift another woman with our stories. It is not just for everything that has happened in our lives, it's not just for us, it is also for God and for His glory and for all the women that is going through the same predicament as you are. So, and another part, other parts of this book which I like, which just like, shoot me in the heart, is that your greatest pain will be your greatest testimony, and that your misery right now can be your ministry if you just like continue on, if you just pressed on, and that you can have 1,000 no's from different people, from different industries, from different parts and times of your lives, but one yes from God will change absolutely everything in your life, and even the way things go around you, definitely. And that when you look at this woman, when you look at her, a very ambitious woman who thought she just dreamed two big dreams, or she was shooting for the stars, you remember that this girl is the girl who thought that no one would ever come to her Treasure You retreat at her first event, but now it's so big. I mean, so big that it touched even me, a Filipino woman, when she's all the way from the States. So, another question in this book is that why do you, woman of God, doubt when you have God in your life? I hope you're blessed and I hope you read this book. Shalom.